Caroline, Macron trying to explain his decision to call the snap election that has injected so much uncertainty into the body politic of Europe and the markets.
That's right, Tom. And in fact, 2 weeks after he called those snap elections, many within his own troops still don't really understand why we are there, why we are 1 week before a first round of a legislative election in France. And even within his own camp, in fact, a majority of MPs running again for his party, Renaissance, have chosen to not have Macron appearing on their campaign leaflets and instead have the current Prime Minister, Gabriel Attal. So this kind of shows you the extent of this kind of not understanding within his own troops. Over the weekend, he tried to explain his choice once again, saying that he had no choice and we had to change the way we govern. And he was not blind, but conscious of the democratic malaise within France. He was talking to a regional press in a letter over the weekend. And he knew he couldn't keep going with using this 49.3 constitutional provision, which means bypassing parliament when you have a big reform. That's what Elizabeth Borne, for example, had to do to pass the pension reform. He knew he couldn't keep going like this, but he said again, trying to reassure the market that he will remain president no matter what happens on July 7.
Caroline, what, meanwhile, do the polls tell us about his fortunes as we count down to the vote, the first round on Saturday?
The national rally of Jordan Bardella is actually increasing its lead in our Bloomberg poll of polls, 34.2%, followed by the New Popular Front, this union of the left, at 28.2%. And coming third, you have Macron's Renaissance Party at 20.6%. So the likelihood is that we're going to end up with a scenario where Macron will have to share power, likely with a prime minister from either the National Rally or the New Popular Front. That's what we call in France a cohabitation. That hasn't happened since 1997 with Jacques Chirac and the socialist prime minister Lionel Jospin. Now, this week will be eventful. Before the first round on Sunday, we have Jordan Bardella actually doing a press conference in half an hour from now. Then we're going to have the first debate tomorrow night on TF1 national television between Gabriel Attal for Macron's party and between Jordan Bardella, of course, for the National Rally, and Emmanuel Macron for the far left, even though Gabriel Attal has actually asked Jean-Luc Mélenchon to replace the far left in this debate because he knows that Jean-Luc Mélenchon is a turnoff for a big part of the moderate left-wing electorate. Now, that debate is going to be interesting given the cost, the spending that we've heard from the New Popular Front on Friday. They're planning 25 billion euros in spending just for this year, then 90 billion euros a year until 2027. And they're planning to finance all this with measures including reinstating the wealth taxes and perhaps even introducing a 90% tax on top marginal tax rate for income above $440,000. The last time someone tried that was François Hollande in 2012 with his 75% tax on income above 1 million euros. That was blocked by the Constitution, and at the time, Emmanuel Macron himself said that this would have meant France, this would have made France like Cuba without the sun.